field of play and getting involved, we're going to change the course of direction. We're going to do a 180. And we, the people, are going to fight our way back to the light. We're going to fight our way back to the truth, to the Constitution, and to the Lord God Almighty. That's how we're going to save this country. Now, gain government accountability. Military national security. That means let's get our military down on that border. Let's secure our borders. Let's stop this invasion of illegals into our country. And people are saying, well, you can't do that because 1878 Posse Comitatus came into effect. And we can't use our police force, our military as a police force. I disagree. You see, besides illegal aliens that are coming across that border, we have got terrorists coming across that border. Documentation has been found. They are coming across that border, both the north and the south. Therefore, we have a breach of security. Therefore, we can use our military because we have an invasion happening, and we got to stop it. Third, economic prosperity. Unshackle our industries and let our industry start creating the wealth again in this country. Because through the EPA, the Endangered Species Act, and all these regulations of fees, licensing, permits, and fines, they are stymieing our industry to the point nobody can make any money anymore. I'm being told there's $2 trillion worth of assets out there that people will not risk right now in this hostile environment because there's no incentive to do it. What's the incentive we need? Lower tax rates, less regulation. We got to let our industries have that feeling that, hey, I can make some money at this game instead of just giving it to the federal government. We deregulate this country, we get rid of some of this burdensome regulation, and this country will grow again. Just like Ronald Reagan. We don't have to look back any further in history than Ronald Reagan. Lowering tax rates, lowering the regulation, giving incentives for business to risk and create, and to grow, and create jobs. We need jobs. Game plan. That's my game plan. Now under that game plan, there's 13 planks that I've got. I'll go through them quickly. Number 1, get back to following and honoring the Constitution of the United States of America. Number 2, respect life from conception to natural death. After all, who is the author of life? Who grants us life? 3, even if we weren't in this economic downturn, wouldn't it be a good idea to lower tax rates and incentivize our businesses to create jobs? 4, I've already signed the pledge. No new taxes, no increases in taxes. If I have my way, the first bill I'll introduce is the abolishment of the Department of Education. The second bill will be Congress does not get paid unless they have a balanced budget. And take their salary away.
They're bridging up. Most of them.
Number 6 is Congress lives, that means the House of Representatives and the Senate, live by the same means as we the people. Same health care, same retirement package. No perks. After all, aren't they one of us? They're supposed to be serving the country. So if that health care is good enough for us, it's good enough for them. But you know what? We don't want that health care. So I will work my tail off to make sure that we get rid of it. We will repeal it. 7, become energy independent now. That means drill here, drill now, but that means build refineries. It ain't going to be no good. And besides that, we've got enough wells that we've capped. All we got to do is uncap them and start pumping oil. And quit pushing our oil industry off the shore out to that depth. We've got enough oil here onshore. Build refineries. Hanford, I live right next to Hanford my whole life. 10 miles of the profile. Let's re-energize our nuclear industry. Let's get nuclear power back up and running. Let's recognize hydroelectricity as a renewable source of energy. They won't recognize it because they want to breach the dam. The Endangered Species Act. There's geothermal. There's so many different avenues we could go. We need to become energy independent now. Quit relying on foreign oil. That's another bill I want to introduce, is the abolishment of the Department of Energy, because they have done nothing but make us more dependent on oil. Believe me, we're beyond balancing the budget, folks. If we just balance the budget right now, the accruing interest is going to bankrupt this next year. We got to be bold and aggressive in 12 when we have a president and a Congress and a Senate Then what we got to do is we got to start downsizing government. Jobs, we got to start getting rid of some of these agencies and let our industries run again. Number 8 is audit the Federal Reserve, and after we get done auditing the Federal Reserve, get rid of the Federal Reserve because they're accountable to nobody.
There you go.
Be 100% behind our military personnel because the freedoms we enjoy have been protected and perpetuated by those brave men and women that have been willing to sacrifice everything, their life, for our country.
Hoorah.
I'm 100% behind the military. I'm 100% behind our Second Amendment rights. Like Charlton has to do that. They'll take my Second Amendment rights from my cold, dead hands. Number 11, get the United States out of the UN and get the UN out of the United States.
There we go.
21, we want no part of it. 12, English is the only language of America, and everybody must learn it, and we got to quit printing all these directions in foreign languages. If you're so hell-bent on getting to America, then you do it the old-fashioned way. You learn English, you take your test, become a citizen. And the last thing is no more bowing and apologizing to any country.
Absolutely.
As a president. We have nothing to be ashamed of. Let's never forget that everybody that we have helped in this world, the only thing we've asked for in return is the ground to bury those brave men and women on that fought for those people in those countries. We've never asked for anything else. Well, that's my game plan. George Washington says, I hope and trust there is good sense and virtue enough left to recover the right path. There is, because everywhere I go, Americans are waking up and they're getting on the field and they're getting involved. So I'm asking each of you here tonight, have the courage, have the fortitude to give it your all. Because 2010 is it. I truly believe if we don't turn this thing around in 2010, we'll never get a grip on the ball again. And we've got to turn it around now, 2010. We've got to get a grip on it, and 2012 is when we get bold and aggressive.